Good afternoon and welcome to State Newsfile. I'm Ella Matt. Brendan Donald will have the sports update later today, including the soccer updates. What's happening in the FIFA world, Brendan?
A lot of exciting stuff happening there. Canada played Belgium yesterday. Germany had a big upset. Super exciting.
Yeah, definitely, especially with that penalty kick.
Yeah, not sure exactly what the coach was thinking on that one, but we're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, and it's crazy. This is the first year it's ever been held in Qatar and during this time of year. It feels weird not having it held in summer.
Yeah, Qatar, very, very hot in the summer, but this is exactly what we needed to do. Definitely.
Speaking of weather, we'll have a look at weather with Colton Pankew later. But first, here's today's top stories. Premier Daniel Smith addressed the province's inflation crisis yesterday, providing financial relief. The provincial government will give a $600 payment over the course of the next 6 months for each person in a family under 18 with low incomes. She also listed off a number of financial aid that the government is giving to Albertans.
Too many moms and dads are having to choose between nutritious food for their children and making their rising mortgage payments. Many seniors are choosing between filling their needed prescriptions and fuel for their vehicles. As a province, we can't solve this inflation crisis on our own. But due to our strong fiscal position and balanced budget, we can offer substantial relief so Albertans and their families are better able to manage through this storm.
Smith also addressed Alberta's healthcare and said she believes spending money on the system is not necessarily the answer to improve it. More is to come when the MLEs return to office next week. The Calgary Police Service and Calgary Fire Department are seeking for funding for the next coming year. Emergency services were among 18 city services and community organizations that presented to the City Council on the first day of deliberations for the 2023 to 2026 budget. The Calgary Police is looking to increase staffing levels by 5.1%. The breakdown of that is 20 frontline patrol officers, 19 new officers, and 35 civilian positions in the coming year. In total, the CPS wants 141 new positions by 2026. The National Fire Protection Association's goal is to lower the response time within 11 minutes. They plan on doing that by hiring 184 firefighters over the next 4 years. The fire department also wants to bring back a medical response unit. The historic Eau Claire and Bow River Lumber Company building houses an art space that is working with locals and artists to create their new sign. Joining us live in the newsroom is Dulce Abella. Dulce, what can you tell us?
Well, Ella, a second C-Space location opened its door last fall in collaboration with the City of Calgary. The building was temporarily relocated as part of the city's Euclid Plaza redesign project. Its goal is to transform the historic building into an engaging arts center for the community. This space can be used for a variety of creative purposes, including artist residencies where artists develop projects across disciplines. Dancers, musicians, and visual artists can also use this space. Gladzy K, one of the 2 artists and residents working on a signage for the hub, said hopefully this will bring awareness to people that it is open.
So it's a collaboration between Paige and I and also the community. They actually brought pieces of wood that they could add to the sign so that everybody is also involved. So it's like a community project. And it's gonna be out there in the fence with bright colors. So hopefully that'll get people to realize that this space is now open.
You see, Ella, Gladzy also mentioned that they were actually given a couple of hundreds as a budget for this project, but they barely used it, thanks to some residents who brought out some supplies and came out to help.
That was Dulce Abella reporting live from the newsroom. Thanks, Dulce. Live events have been restricted since the beginning of the pandemic. As restrictions are lifted, many are excited to get back. Live events help businesses draw in the crowds and musicians get their name out. Alex McLeod has the details.
As the pandemic winds down and people head back to their daily lives, many live events are coming back. Over the past 2 years, live music has been on the back burner due to COVID risks. Local businesses often see an increase of customers when hosting different events. Venues often charge a $10 to $15 door fee, which helps cover different costs, including gear and staff.
People like to have the bands and the karaoke, and because everybody was stuck in the house for 2 years, they didn't do anything, so.
These events are also a great way for local musicians to get their names out.
When restrictions were lifted in March, many bands saw an uptaking of bookings. For a local band, Flashback, they have booked 4 different shows. Many musicians are excited to get back on stage and back with the crowds.
and just being able to play and possibly, you know, actually set up tours and not having stuff get canceled, because that's obviously something that we've been dealing with a lot is cancellations, you know.
Fans are slowly starting to ease back into the events. Some are unsure about COVID and the risks, while others are itching to get back.
Well, it's nice to have, you know, music, your own music in your house that you can listen to, but it's never the same when it's live. When it's live, it's just like, you know, you get that thrill of the, you know, the bass in your legs and in your chest, and yeah, that's where it's at.
Venue owners often try to seek out different events to help bring in a crowd. However, as health officials warn of a sixth wave, many wonder how long these events will last. For St. Newsfile, I'm Alex McLeod.
Those are today's top stories. We'll have your full forecast after the break. But first, Colton Pankew has a look at what's going on in Calgary this week.
Have a pet you consider a child? Bring him or her to the South Center Mall to get a picture with Santa for the Paws and Claws event. Get down quick, as tomorrow is the final day the event is on. Looking to get into the Christmas spirit? Head down to the zoo for the Calgary Zoo Lights, taking place from now until January 8th. Tickets can be bought for just $21.95. Are you a SAIT student struggling with stress or any other mental health issues? SAIT is here to help. Taking place at the Aldred Center on November 30th, any student is welcome to chat about counseling or any other possible concerns. No appointment needed. Looking to hear some live music for an affordable cost? Get down to Festival Hall this Saturday to see Tyler Shaw perform. Showtime is set for 7:30 and general admission tickets are just $25. The Calgary Scouts Christmas Market wants you to come to celebrate their 18th annual event this Saturday. Admission is just $5, with all proceeds going towards youth programming. So as you can see, there's some pretty fun events coming up in Calgary over these next few weeks. That Tyler Shaw concert in particular would be one worth attending. Now we're going to take a look at the weather throughout the country. So right beside me here in Vancouver, you see it's 7 degrees, the warmest of the bunch. -1 in Edmonton with some sunny conditions. And then over in Manitoba, it's the coldest of the bunch, -5. That's due to a low pressure system moving in. And then we'll go head out east. And in Toronto, you see it's the warmest of the bunch at 4 degrees, but again, kind of that overcast weather, which is really kind of going throughout all the country right now. Montreal and St. John's both have snowy conditions. And then Halifax is 2 degrees, but again with that overcast weather. And now we'll take a look at where I think we'd all like to be at some places down south. Palm Springs, Honolulu, and Orlando are all currently a beautiful 27 degrees with sunny conditions. Barbados is windy, but is 28 degrees. Cancun is also 28 with plenty of sun. And rounding out the list is Las Vegas, who currently sits at 21 with sun. So as you can see in Calgary today, we're sitting at 2 degrees with mostly cloudy conditions. There is a slight breeze of about 9 kilometers per hour blowing in from the northwest. And as far as what to look forward to this weekend, there's plenty of sun. So if you're looking to get out, this is the weekend to do so. Now, taking a look throughout the province, you can see, again, given the fact that we're approaching the end of November or early December, these temperatures are really nice for this time of year. That said, in Red Deer, it is -6 right now with foggy conditions. So if you're traveling anywhere, just be sure to be safe. Kind of vision will be pretty low. Same goes with Medicine Hat. It is +2, but rainy conditions, so it could make the roads a little slick. Now we will take a look at the 5-day forecast. So tonight, as mentioned, it is a bit overcast. Tomorrow, however, and heading into the weekend, it'll be really sunny. Both tomorrow and Saturday are expected highs of 7. Sunday is a bit chillier at a high of 4, and continues Monday with a high of -2, though the sun will remain the entire time. And we will head into break now, and once we come back, we'll be with Brendan Donald on sports.
Rupert's Land Institute is mandated to provide access to personal and career achievement to citizens of the Métis Nation of Alberta. Whether you're an entrepreneur just getting started, or someone looking to learn trade skills to enter the workforce, or a post-secondary student looking for funding, Rupert's Land Institute is here for you.
Come and learn the fast-paced world of television production. Find your passion to write, shoot, edit, and direct news, sports, and dramatic productions. With industry-standard technology and the best instructors in the business, SAIT's television production program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in broadcasting. This is television production. Come and dare to be on air.
Welcome back to State News File. Brendan Donald joins us now for a look at the latest highlights. What's happening, Brendan?
Yeah, an exciting football matchup here later on, or happened on Monday. But first, we're going to be taking a look here at the FIFA World Cup. Team Canada played in the first FIFA World Cup since 1986. The boys took on the highly rated Belgians for their first group stage match. Alphonso Davies early in the game was given an opportunity for a penalty shot, but Belgian star goaltender Thibaut Courtois making the save to keep the game even. Belgium would have a great chance after lots of early pressure from Canada, but they do a good job on defense. Johnson would have a great shot from Courtois, would make another great save. Michy Batshuayi would put up the only goal of the game for both sides late in the first half. Canada would put up a lot of fight, but were not able to get the tying goal. The FIFA World Cup was in full swing, and the Germans took on Japan in the group stage matchup. Team Germany is ranked 11th in the world heading into the FIFA World Cup, while Team Japan ranks as the 24th team in the FIFA rankings. The Germans would open up the scoring on a penalty shot taken by Eike Gödonen in the 32nd minute, but Japan would fight back and net a goal by Richie Don to tie the game in the 74th minute. In the 82nd minute, Koa Akiar would punt the ball down the field to Ao Tenka, who would slip it past the goalie to give Japan the massive late upset win over the Germans. The Calgary Flames were able to get their second win in a row after beating the Philadelphia Flyers 5-2, with the Flames getting an empty net goal two empty net goals late in the third. The Flames would open up the scoring with Blake Coleman stealing, and then a quick pass to Jonathan Huberdeau would put it top shelf over Carter Hart on a 2-on-1 breakaway. The Flames would later get a second steal from Coleman, who would pass it to Uyghur, then passing it to Dylan Dubé, who would snipe it past Carter Hart again to put the Flames up by 2. Now heading to the second period, the Flames up 2-1. Noah Hannafin passes it to Rasmus Andersson, who would fire it past Hart to give the Flames the 2-goal lead again. Joel Farabee would get the steal in the Flame zone, who would put it past Jacob Markstrom. The Flames would put 2 empty net goals to put this one away. Blake Coleman would have a 3-point night with 1 goal and 2 assists on the night. Rounding out the goal scorers for the Flames was Huberdeau, Anderson, and Coleman. Now moving over to the San Francisco 49ers. We have a Mexican showdown here. The San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals heading down to Mexico City to play Monday Night Football. The 49ers would get the first touchdown from the 7-yard line when Jimmy Garoppolo would throw a dime pass over the middle to hit Brandon Ayuk for 6 points. The Cardinals would get their only touchdown on the day when running back James Conner would rush it in for a 2-yard line after being pushed in by his teammates. The final dagger for the Cardinals would come early in the fourth quarter when Jimmy Garoppolo would roll out and find star tight end George Kittle for 6 points. Garoppolo would throw for 4 touchdowns and 228 passing yards. George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk would both catch 2 TDs en route to the win. Colt McCoy for the Cardinals would throw 1 interception and no touchdowns for 218 passing yards. James Conner would have 42 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. And those are today's top stories.
Let's take a look at that 5-day forecast.
Yeah, so again, it's kind of overcast today, but as we move into the weekend, it gets really sunny, especially Saturday and Sunday. Saturday with the high of +7, Sunday with a high of 4, and then it gets a bit cooler Monday, but still sunny conditions.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited for American Thanksgiving.
Oh boy, am I ever ready. I'm going to have a nice Thanksgiving dinner tonight with my family, and it's going to be amazing. What do you guys plan to do for the rest of the weekend?
Probably the same. What are you going to have for dinner?
Probably a lot of turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, the classic fixings, that's for sure.
Yeah, what about you, Colton?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll have the Thanksgiving meal like you guys, but I think maybe head out to the mountains, maybe do some cross-country skiing or something with the temperatures being as nice as they are.
Yeah, well, it sounds like a fun plan. That's all the time we have today on State News File. We'll see you next week.